Okay, today's about reviewing linear programming because the test, the cumulative test, I decided that I'm not ready to give you the cumulative tomorrow. That's just too short a turnaround, and today's only 35 minutes. It was either rush you or not rush you and have to rush you later. I decided that I'm going to give you the cumulative tomorrow, not tomorrow, the next day, okay? Because with only a partial data review for it, felt like it was going to be a little rushed, and I want to get you your other tests back and stuff. So anyway, one step at a time. Today, we're going to be reviewing linear programming. You see the red line and the green line and that they cross? Use either algebra, setting them equal, solving, or a calculator to get the answer, but I recommend you know both because there are times when a calculator can't work. Why? Because sometimes one of the lines is x equals something. You can't put that in a calculator. You got to have them as y equals things. What if it's like x equals 7? You just can't put it in as a y equals. So you got to know both ways. Try this once with algebra, the green one and the red one intersecting with algebra, and the other time try it with a calculator to see if you know the way. Since they're both solved for y, it's pretty easy with a calculator. All right? If you need to borrow a calculator, now would be a good time to come up and do that. I'm going to pause while you work on this one. Okay, so the algebra way. Since they're both y equals, that is equal to y. So I see a y right there, so I can put it there. And I can say negative 2x plus 10 must equal negative x plus 8. Now, there is a smart way to do this and a not a smart way to do this. First of all, you better write the problem right, server, or it's never going to work. Negative x plus 8. The smart way is to get rid of the smaller one, and that is smaller. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. You could add x to both sides, but then you'll carry around an extra negative that you wouldn't have had to. If you added 2x to both sides, give yourself the gold star. You did it the smart way. 10 equals x plus 8. Ooh, sweet, x equals 2. No. X equals 2 is a good start. The answer isn't x equals 2. What's the answer, sir? 2 comma 6. How'd you get that 6 part? And it could be in either equation. I'm going to stick in x equals 2 in this one, or I could have put it in this one. And either way, the answer ends up being 6. So it's 2 comma 6. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Awesome. Is that a vertex of the feasible region? What? What are you talking about? Some of you guys didn't shade on your last test, and you lost partial credit because you didn't actually shade in the feasible region. There's 2 reasons why that's a bad idea to not shade that in. Number 1, there's points for that. Okay, you lost points if you didn't do that. Now, granted, the average grade was an A, which is fantastic. We were talking about it. We may have to toughen up this test next year. We're happy you understood it so well, but the average of an A meant the test was probably a little too easy. But that was the most common missed thing. People didn't actually shade them all in. Why does that matter? Because then people think an answer like this could be one of the points that is the right answer. But why couldn't that point be the right answer? It's not part of the feasible region. It would have to be here. So a lot of times people found an intersection point, but it wasn't a corner of the feasible region. Okay, so watch out for that. Next thought I want to add is if you're doing one of these problems, and then they tell you the profit is going to be, they make $30 profit per x, that means for each x, and let's say they make $40 profit per y, I get people grab this spot and they're like, ooh, that's a really big number, and so I'm going to put that in a whole bunch of x's, and I put it into the profit, and I get an answer that's big, and it's not the right answer. You can only pick this, this, or this. So you should be able to figure out these other 2 points. We already just figured that one out. It's 2 comma 6. You should be able to figure out that one, and you should be able to figure out that one because you know the equations that are crossing. Hint, this is a line. The x-axis is a line, and it can help you to solve what this spot is. It's the line y, what? Equals 0. Okay. All right, find this spot, and this spot. We already have this one, 2 comma 6. Find the other two places that could be, and then stick them into a profit equation you make using these. The profit equation never gets graphed. It just tells you which of the vertices is the right one. Okay, so write yourself a profit equation. Figure out the other two vertices, and then I'm done. This is all I need to do to practice with you, and then today your homework would be to do certain problems off the review worksheet. If you're going to start the review worksheet, skip number 1. Rarely do I have you skip number 1, so I need to tell you that up front in case you're the type who wants to get on it early. Don't do number 1 or 7 on tonight's homework. So if I was a kid trying to figure out this point, I'd take the green equation, which was y equals negative 2x plus 10. And I would try to figure out what this line was again. I'd say x-axis. So, oh yeah, so it's y equals 0. And then you solve. And you do the same idea for the other spot. This spot here. Oh, just a second, get rid of that. This spot here. And then I figure out which of these three gives me the biggest profit in my profit equation. Pausing. Okay, so we figured out the answer was at this spot here, 0, 8. And I'll move the blue dot there. That spot there would give me the most profit, and that was 320 bucks. This was 300 bucks of profit. We used this profit equation right here. 30x plus 40y was our profit equation. Things about the profit equation, you never actually graph the profit equation. And you have to compare at least all the corners of the feasible region except this one. If 0, 0 is a corner of the feasible region, you don't have to compare that one. You have to compare the others. There was 3 in this case. All right, there's a little review of linear programming. Tomorrow we'll do a little review of matrices. Your homework for tonight is a worksheet, and I want you to do all of them except numbers 1 and 7. And then tomorrow we have a Schoology quiz, which is already posted, that you can do for review. But that'll be tomorrow's homework. If you're just an eager beaver and want to get it all done with tonight, awesome. All right, there you go. That's all I have for you. Nice short review for today on linear programming. Cumulative tomorrow? No. Give me the next day. All right.